Yeah.
Nice. Mr. Frank, how are you?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday Coffee. We want to thank our sponsors and our wonderful host, SSM St. Mary's Hospital, for providing this wonderful space for us to meet in, and the breakfast items. So thank you very much. We're going to hear a little bit more from them in a minute. I will say that a couple things for housekeeping. This meeting is being recorded, and we do have people joining us on Zoom. The other thing, one reason is they have highly sophisticated speakers here. So I was told that there's speakers on here so that our folks can hear us online. But that means if you're at your table talking about how great, yummy the pastry is, they're going to hear that too. So I just want to warn you that, table talk will be heard on these awesome speakers. So let's go around and do our introduction. You want to start?
Sure. Barry Olson, Jefferson City Renegades. Oh, Michael Love, First Mid Bank and Trust.
Kim Idell, Remax.
Curtis Joe, the Architects Alliance.
Chamberlain.
Jeff Jones, Central Bank.
Sarah Velasquez. Jenna Twente.
Joe Shepard, Zenny Shepard's Distributing, and St. Mary's Board of Elections.
Jake Vogel, Jefferson City Coca-Cola Bottling Company, and St. Mary's Board of Directors as well.
You want to go ahead and introduce yourself? So do we?
Sure. John, Director of State Fair Community College and City Council Ward 3.
Justin Worley, St. Mary.
was very cool.
Randy Bullington, SSS Health, St. Mary's.
Tanya Bailey, SSM Health. Dawn Evans, Corey Baker, SSM Health. Lori Stoll, Compass Health Network. Carrie Harris, Liberty Family Medicine.
Tiffany Steen, United Financial Freedom, and Hope Park Healing.
Dawn, you want to go?
Dawn Swayze, State of Missouri.
Lynette Otto, SSM Health.
Hannah Mitchell, Mid-America Bank.
Jenna Rogers, the Virtual Podcast School. Good morning.
Ken Kuhn from Gerdell Engineering Resources.
Gay Suggett, retired from Amherst, Missouri.
Chris Forsmeyer, Amherst, Missouri.
Dorothy Crane, Capital City Casa.
Frank, do you want to start?
Frank Reisick, Evening Rotary.
Jackie Coleman, Coleman and Associates.
Good morning, Rochelle Weaver, Cumulus Media.
I'm Christopher Scott with Farmers Insurance and Hope Summit, also Galloway County Commission.
Matt Richard with AT&T Corporate.
Ron Fitzwater, Missouri Pharmacy Association and City of Jefferson.
Diane Gillespie with the Jefferson City Convention Visitors Bureau.
Dan Basel, retired.
Yeah.
Brady Bryant, Jefferson Bank.
Eva Craig, Central Press Company.
Katrina Tinnen, Central Bank.
Rick Plummer with the Chamber. Sam Gibson, Cole County Emergency Services.
And the Cole County Emergency Services.
Janet Ware-Enlow, SSM Health.
Anybody else walking in? You want to give an introduction? Good morning. My name is Beth Edson, and I have the pleasure of being the CNO here. And I'm always late.
Jamie Meyer, Custom Motion Branding. But Rice with the Community Entertainment and JQ High.
And then you, my left.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm the IT guy here at St. Mary's.
Everything's going to be perfect. You guys hear that? We just guarantee it.
I'm Lori Pitts with the Chamber. Ashley Timmy with the Chamber.
Hey, I think we got everybody. I do want to announce we have a couple of new members that have joined the chamber since our last Friday coffee. Logan Booth with the Booth Agency and Associates, the Hen House, James Feeney, Tracy Total Health, Thomas Nittler, Sharon Knott joined as an individual. She's not new to anybody else. She just changed her membership status. And then Melinda Lyons with Spicy Cauldron Apothecary. So those are some new members. I don't think we have any of them in the room, but we'll welcome them and hopefully we'll see them at a new member welcome and chamber event soon. And now, Justin, why don't you kind of take over the reins? And I think you've got a couple of slides to show too. So yeah.
Well, welcome. It is so good to host and wonderful to have everybody here. I know it's Fridays, for some can be a little more relaxed. Sometimes they're busy. And everything in between. So thank you for making the time to be here today. I did have a couple of slides. Do we want to do the drawing now? So
we usually do at the end, but if we could do it, yeah,
I just want to make sure I'm not missing a beat.
no, that's fine. At the end of your slides.
I put 6 tags in there. So I just wanted to cover a couple things, give you an update on SSM. In one slide, and we're going to go through everything. I'll cover a couple of the accomplishments. We don't actively seek after recognitions, but we are very appreciative when those happen. Recently, we learned that through Anthem, we have received a designation as the plus designation. So they look at quality outcomes, affordability, and access, and they have a blue distinction center. And we were recently awarded that designation for total joints as well as for spine. And we're very appreciative. We've been very focused on the care that we provide in close partnership with both JCMG and Columbia Orthopedic Group, as well as our own providers to achieve that designation. We also learned of a new designation that Forbes is now in the healthcare industry and is evaluating with a deep panel of individuals nationally and says, let's look at the data for hospitals, so nationwide, and we'll designate hospitals and give them a star rating based on not popularity, but let's look at outcomes, the experiences, the services, the quality, the safety that the hospital has, and we'll give a star rating. And so we received a star rating that was very wonderful recognition for us, a 4-star rating for the hospital. We're the only one in town to get that designation and are very appreciative of that. We have continued to grow in the community, and last year we served over 46,000 unique individuals. Mayor probably has a good idea of how many people are here in town, but close to ground. I don't think that's everybody in Jefferson City. There's other people. In fact, we've learned of individuals from St. Louis as well as Kansas City who have driven here to the hospital to see some of our providers. So it was a wonderful number to look at. Say again, that's not repeat occurrences. That's unique people who are able to come here to the hospital and experience us. We've also been very busy on our OB unit, delivering quite a few babies. 250 is just a number. That's how many babies were delivered in the first quarter this year. To give you an idea, compared to last year, that's a 36% increase from the prior year. So just wonderful to see where there's been a few times we've been very close to capacity, but that is against a national trend where the birth rate is declining. There's positive activity in the community, and we're wonderful to be ready and prepared for that. We also this last year installed a new state-of-the-art magnetic resonance imaging unit here at the hospital. Believe it or not, most of our imaging devices, most of the things that we built at this hospital usually have about a 10-year life. And then all of a sudden they get so much use during that time, we need to replace it, and we're able to just go through that replacement process. We also have been focused on the community health needs assessment. Every 3 years, we do an assessment combined with Capital Region and said, let's scan all of the communities that we serve. Let's make sure we understand from individuals on a phone interview, where are their needs? Are we addressing those needs in the services we collectively provide to the community? We get feedback and then we make priorities with that. One of those has been food insecurity. Individuals either initially or have a difficult time either affording food, finding food, or they might be going through a period in their life where that's something that they are trying to find. And so when individuals come into our clinic, we very discreetly give them the opportunity to kind of self-select. And if that is something they're struggling with, we will go for individuals and provide them at least a week's worth of food. What we've seen in doing that is that often it's not just the individual. Sometimes it's an entire families that are saying, it's going to be tough this next week, this next couple of weeks. And so we've expanded that instead of just bags, all hope and healing for individuals. We're also expanding that to have enough for entire families. And a very big thank you to Captain Kirby for helping us work with that. We gave out over 195 different bags this year. I would expect that this upcoming year. I was trying to think about an example that would help to highlight who we are and where our focus is now and also will be in the future in serving the community. And recently, received a letter for a patient who was undergoing cancer treatment with one of our new providers there, on the bottom, your bottom right, Dr. Ko. And cancer, for many people who've either been through treatment, who know family members, or who have friends who've been that, is devastating. It's hard for anybody to go to. So when we have those delicate moments, we try to be at our very best. We're not perfect, we're far from that, but we have been striving to try and do the very best we can in coordinating care. And this was from a grateful patient who said, "The gift of cancer that God has given us gives us reason every day to care for others, benefit from their caring and concern for us, and meet doctors and nurses with an extraordinary amount of knowledge and empathy for the patients and family. What a gift they are to us. Sometimes God wraps his gifts in interesting paper, and we thought cancer was ugly wrapping paper. However, this gift has been much more beneficial to us than we ever could have imagined. Thanks to each of you for your care to get us through to graduation day. You are so appreciated." So while we continue to strive to be perfect, we'll never get there. It's moments like these that we strive for each and every day. Thank you for entrusting us with your healthcare, and thank you for the opportunity to be able to do this.
Janet is gonna bring it up. I'll let you draw. And Janet, do you want to tell us what this is, where it's from, share a little bit?
Absolutely. So everybody here has shopped at Schaefer House, I take it. So Kim Schulte, if you know her, she loves Schaefer House, and she went in and picked out all of this. So one lucky person can call this fabulous, fabulous prize.
Great. Welcome spring right there.
Yes.
You know? So, okay.
On
Swayze.
Sorry, friend. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
We're gonna get a picture of you holding this. You have one hand on each
It looks like
side.
it's a.
Here we go. You might need, yes, congrats.
I'm really holding it all.
Yeah, you are.
Good. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Okay, you got it? I got it. All righty. And thanks again for your sponsorship. And also thanks to Cumulus, our other sponsor. Rochelle is back here. We appreciate your being your sponsor. You want to tell them a little bit about Cumulus and that sponsorship?
Radio stations that we have, and for sponsoring this, you get this wonderful venue, and this is what we're doing right here. And then I don't know if it's Janet in love. We get 25 free radio ads. So wherever. Yeah, it would be Adam. I think we've worked before we just sponsored this. Yes.
So good. All righty. I'm going to start with some announcements quickly, but I want to say one of our first announcements. It's a very busy day. We have a ribbon cutting today at 10 o'clock. Legends Bank has opened a new facility out in Wildwood. And so if you see ambassadors in the room and if they make an exit close to the 10 o'clock, you'll know that they really like the program. It's just they're trying to be there in time for the ribbon cutting. So I wanted to let you guys know that. First off, we have Chamber Connections, another wonderful opportunity for networking. That's April 16th from 4 to 5:30. It is at Beats, and we've been lucky with great weather the last couple of years. HBA is our co-sponsor, so we encourage you to attend that. Bring your business cards, just casual networking. State of the City Counties. Gary, you're here somewhere.
I'm here.
Yeah, you are. You want?
Oh, State of the City, April 22nd, Capitol Plaza Hotel, presented by SSM Health, St. Mary's, and Unilever. We'll have presentations by the mayor and also the presiding commissioner, as well as a panel of folks elected to the city council and to the county commission. We have one of those panelists with us today. Tricky Young is going to be part of that conversation. So we've always had excellent feedback on this program. We hope you can join us. It's not too late to reserve a table or make a reservation.
Thanks, Gary. Another networking event, and this is called Speed Leads. It's great for small businesses or anyone. This is where you can come make an elevator pitch about your business, or maybe you're involved in an event in the community. It's a charitable event. Maybe you volunteer for. We encourage you to come by. This is a new time and location. We're trying to change things up with our locations. I'm not going to have it's going to
It's easier.
Okay. We're going to meet at the Green Cafe on Wednesday, the 29th from 3 to 4. In the past, it's been a morning event. And we're changing that up a little bit. So hope you have an opportunity to extend that. Let's see if this works. Uh-oh. Oh, it did. All right. Another huge event for the chamber and a wonderful networking opportunity. We are so blessed to have so many of our chamber members that are helping sponsor this event so that we can have well over 1,000 people on May 7th come and enjoy great barbecue and networking at Capitol Bluffs. You can see there's lots of activities there. And we encourage you, tickets are $25 if you want to buy a ticket, or you can have an office pack at a little discount. So encourage you to attend the chamber barbecue. Another spring event is our golf tournament. And we always sell out with this event. Sometimes we sell maybe one more extra team because you never know, things come up and sponsors. We do have maybe a few teams open and 1 or 2 sponsors, but if you would like to participate in that event, it's June 15th. It's at Meadow Lake. It's just a lot of fun. It's a great day of golf. And if you can't be there or you want to still participate, you could donate one of the player prizes. So there's opportunities for you to be involved and get exposure at our golf tournament. The mayor's going to give a quick update.
Sure, thanks. Just take up here. I appreciate the commercial for April 22nd. I'll try to give you a little rundown real quick, but you have to come out 22nd to get the full. Gary said I had a whole 12 minutes, so I've been working on my presentation, trying to get it into that time frame. There's a lot going on in the capital city. We're so proud to be a part of the team. Good to have one of my council members here. There's just a lot going on. We continue to be focused on housing. Yeah, I know that we've had some discussions with the hospitals, other large employers in town. One of our challenges getting employees in town is housing. We've got a lot within eye shot from this facility. New project going on Wildwood Estates over on our extension of Wildwood. We've got McBride Homes kind of tucked a little bit to the southwest of that project. We've got housing projects that are coming out of the ground all across the city, from low-income housing tax credit projects to $1 million homes and above. So there's a lot in the price range, and we as council have been very focused on housing. Conference Center continues to move forward. We're spending a lot of time on that project. We've had a number of meetings this week over to Capitol and just trying to put the final package together. If you are in the downtown area, you probably see that there is a vacant piece of property there on Capitol Avenue now. Most of the garage is gone. They're hauling up the remaining pieces of it, and they'll be off of that site on May 1st. And hopefully this summer we'll get the project started. I continue to hear about parking. We've got parking challenges. I'll quote our city administrator. I've seen it written other places that cities that don't have parking problems wish they did. And it means we've got a lot of people that want to be in our community, obviously with the legislature, and we so enjoyed it when they're in town, the vibrance that they bring to the city. So we understand we've got challenges. We're working on it. We're tweaking the process, and we just ask the community to continue to work with us. We do monitor. I mean, I try to get out and about as much as I can. It seems like some of the things that we've had to put in have helped us keep traffic flow downtown. High Street seems to, most times of the day, have availability, and that's what we're trying to do, parking along. Our big challenge now is figuring out long-term parking for people that need to be in the Capitol for a short period of the year. We're creating some spaces on West Main. We've got positive comments, we've got negative comments, but we've got to create parking in the short term. So we are focused on that. River Market project should be completed fairly soon. It's going to be the catalyst for some exciting activities there that we're not ready to announce yet, but there's going to be a lot going on that property. Jefferson City is the place to be. We celebrated our 200th anniversary last year. We kind of kicked it off July 4th. You're not going to want to miss July 4th of this year. I'm not going to steal the thunder, but this is going to be the place to be, and you're going to want to be a part of it. So we appreciate everything that folks in this room do. I put one final plug in. We take a lot of pride in our city. Next Saturday, the 18th, Serve Jeff City will be doing a cleanup day around the community. You have the ability to sign up. You can go online, It'll start with pancake breakfast at Memorial Park, and so many of us will be gathered there, and then we'll go off to our assigned places. So if you want to sign up for skill opportunities, and we'll try to make our city a little bit better. Look, thanks.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everybody. I'm Gary Plummer. I'm the president of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm also a stockholder for Ameren, Missouri. And I don't know if any of the rest of the people in the room are, but my stock took a little dip on April 1. When Gay Suggett. But my,
It's funny where you were going with
it will come back. It's my pleasure today to introduce several speakers going to talk about some exciting tourism events coming up in Jefferson City and Missouri this year, starting off with the World Cup games in Kansas City. And we have a guest with us online. We have a picture of her. We're not sure if we're able to get her virtually, are we? Okay. All right. So Pam Kramer is a local girl who is CEO of KC 2026. She's a proven leader in sports business communications and has great experience across professional sports and major brands. Her career includes 16 years at Sprint, where she was instrumental in shaping major sponsorships, including the 1994 FIFA World Cup USA. She later held senior leadership roles with the Chiefs and served as a transitional CEO of the Kansas City Current. Today, Pam serves as CEO of KC 2026, and she's leading Kansas City's efforts to host the World Cup this coming year. On a personal note, as I mentioned, Pam is a Jefferson City native, graduated from Elias High School in 1984. I think it was her sister Susie who provided the door prizes this morning. We'll let Pam confirm that. And what she's best known for, but didn't show up on the resume, is Pam is the little sister to Joe Schaefer at Associated Real Estate and Pat Schaefer at the Knights of Columbus. And it was Pat that connected me with Pam. And so we're really excited to have her on here, particularly with the role she's playing. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Pam, to tell us a little bit about what to expect.
Sure. So thanks, Gary. Can you hear me in the room and online?
Yes.
Great. I will tell you that when we go back to Jefferson City, my husband says he just changes his name to Schaefer because it's easier than explaining who he is. So thank you for having me. I appreciate the interest. It is exciting, especially for me as a Jefferson City native, to be with all of you, to share a little bit about what's coming this summer, what you might see in Jefferson City and how you might start thinking about it. So I'm hopeful that you have a few slides, and I'll try to buzz through this in just a few minutes. So if there are any questions, I can either take those or Gary can send those to me as a follow-up. So 62 days from today, the World Cup will start. It is the world's largest sporting competition, and this will be the biggest version of it. So until now, it's only been 32 teams. This year, there will be 48 teams. This is the first time it will be played in 3 countries. More than half of the world's population will watch a World Cup match. And just to give you perspective, the average viewership for a World Cup match is bigger than a Super Bowl. So it's hard for us to understand because soccer perhaps isn't as big yet in the United States as it is globally, but this is a big deal. And Kansas City is the smallest host city. I will tell you, we are really leading the way in lots of areas. And I say that with humility. It's not because of anything I'm doing. It's a big team effort. And also we've had tremendous support from the state, from our local municipalities, from the private business community. So really looking forward to doing big things. So if you'll go to the next slide, you'll see our schedule. So we do have 6 matches here in Kansas City. I think we would have been thrilled with 4. To get 6, including a quarterfinal, is pretty extraordinary. And a couple of things I would point out for those of you who may not be soccer fans or as familiar with the tournament. Our first match is Argentina. They are the reigning champion, World Cup champion. They have the most famous player in the world, arguably one of the best players in the world, in Lionel Messi. This will likely be his last World Cup. and they start their defense of the championship here. They are also base camping in Kansas City. So we have 4 teams that will set up shop. This will be their home base for the tournament. We are the only host city to have more than one, what FIFA calls pot 1 teams. So those are the top ranked teams. And we have 3 of them. We have Argentina, the Netherlands, and England. They're all base camping, in addition to Algeria, all base camping in Kansas City. The other thing that I would tell you about that group stage, the way the tournament works is the teams are divided into 12 groups. They play the first part of the tournament in group stage round robin style. And we have there are 4 teams, pot 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have no 3-4 matchups in Kansas City. So every match will be relevant, including that last group stage, which is a 2-3 matchup. So very excited to have earned that, earned those group stage matches. And then we have our round of 32 will be the winner of Group K. The pot 1 team in Group K is Portugal. That's important because if you're going to argue about who the best player ever is, it's Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. And Cristiano Ronaldo plays for Portugal. This will likely be his last World Cup. So if Portugal wins their group and persists through the round of 32 and round of 16, they will be back in Kansas City for the quarterfinal. If Argentina does the same, they will also be back, setting up the last ever showdown of the 2 greatest players ever at Arrowhead Stadium. So that match, if it happens, and there's certainly a lot of soccer to be played between now and then, but if it happens, it could be bigger than the final. We will have media attention like we've never seen before. So all of that is important, even if you're not interested in soccer, because of the opportunity it presents for us. And if you could go to the next slide. We're really thinking about this beyond the 6 matches. So not only what does the short-term tourism impact look like, we're expecting 650,000 visitors over the course of the tournament. And, they'll certainly be spending and looking for things to do. And we hope riding the train and taking day trips and overnight trips to Jefferson City and other parts of the state, but also thinking about it as a way to change the way people think about Kansas City and our region. So if they know us, they likely know us because of the Chiefs or perhaps Taylor and Travis. But we want them to know that this is a great place to invest, to start a business, to locate a second headquarters, to move. And we want, the workforce that's out there that we really need to attract to get those businesses to know that this is a great place to live. So thinking about that sustained and long-term impact, and what you see here is something we put together at the end of 2025 to show the progress that we're already making. In that group stage, we'll have 7 countries. We have tickets that have been purchased from 187 countries for matches in Kansas City. It really will be a global melting pot here in Kansas City, and then the eyes of the world will be on us. The other 2 notes that I would call out on this slide are in the middle, that Casey game plan. So this is really our effort to make sure that small and local businesses understand what's coming and know how to prepare. So on our website, which is, and I'll share this with Gary so he can send it out if people are interested, we have a small business readiness playbook called Game Plan. We are doing online training right now on marketing, on what to expect from different visitor populations, everything from language to tipping practice to what kinds of foods and times of day and customs and cultures, so people know what to expect. And then there's a community playbook as well. So if you want to have a watch party, here's how you go about getting a viewing license. Here are things you can and can't do with FIFA's logo, kind of the nuts and bolts of how best to optimize against that. And then the other piece that I would call out is the safety and security coordination. So more than 50 agencies, that is local, state, federal, coordinating. The Missouri Department of Public Safety is a critical partner of ours, Highway Patrol, We will have National Guard officers in Kansas City, really thinking about all of those. There are 18 areas of focus for safety and security, making sure that we are prepared for the visitors and to keep everyone safe while they're here and having a good time. So I think I've stayed in my 3 to 5 minutes, Gary, but I'm happy to take questions, or if there's anything specific that you wanted me to cover, happy to touch on that as well.
Okay, we're going to take just a couple of questions. If there's a burning question in the room. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm on the Missouri, like emergency team. So what are their plans for keeping everybody safe or responding to any type of crisis that might happen at the event?
Did you
Sure.
hear that?
I did. Thank you. Thank you for the question. So we will have set up during the tournament a joint operations center, which will be connected to incident command posts in all of the venues. So in addition to Arrowhead, there's the FIFA Fan Festival, which will be at the World War I Museum and Memorial. There are the 4 team base camp locations. There's the airport, there's the volunteer center, really venues across the footprint. Those incident command posts will connect into that joint operations center where we will have the regional coordinating security council, as well as the transportation operations center and the JIC, the Joint Information Center. That the incident command posts at those venues will be connected to the jurisdiction EOCs. So we have 5 jurisdictions having authority: Kansas City, Missouri, Riverside, Prairie Village, Kansas City, Kansas. I'm missing one. It'll come to me before the end of this. Oh, Lawrence, Kansas. There's a base camp in Lawrence, Kansas. Those will be connected to their local jurisdiction, whether that is city or county EOCs, that are then connected to the state emergency management organizations. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a great segue so that we stay on schedule. Pam, thank you very much for being with us.
Of course. Thanks, everyone. And I often claim Susie more than I claim Pat or Joe, but don't tell them. Have a good day, everyone.
Localize this situation right now. And that question about airing for emergency management. We have Sam Gibson, who is the Deputy Chief of Emergency Services for Cole County. And also with him today is Matt Kennedy, the Deputy Director. And these 2 public servants are coordinating a public-private consortium of agencies preparing to host thousands of visitors whose travels through the World Cup may take them through Jefferson City and mid-Missouri. So let's welcome Sam Gibson. He's going to tell us a little bit more about their consortium.
Thank you, Gary. I went ahead and skipped the first one because Pam already covered most of that information. So we'll go ahead and how we're planning on, or what we're seeing for regional impacts to not only our area, but areas close to us, the lake, Columbia, what they're going to see as well. You'll see at the end of my presentation is we're in multiple coordination meetings throughout the month. Started back in January and really started to dig into what we're going to see, how we need to prepare at a local level. And this is kind of some of the stuff that we have high confidence or intuition that it may happen or affect us here. So the number has changed. You'll see, if you remember from Pam's, that number that we originally got was 2 to 4 million. It has trimmed down to around 650,000 at a local regional level in the KC metro area. That will spill out into the entire state. Travel will be kind of difficult. ODOT plans on continuing any summertime construction. So people driving from St. Louis on 70 to Kansas City, there's going to be lots of construction. There is local construction as well. So we have thoroughfare from Kansas City or St. Louis to the lake. So they drive through our area. Very potential to see some of that as well. There are plans, and I believe it has been put into place. Amtrak is putting a third train on So that's a round trip from Kansas City to St. Louis with a stop in Jefferson City. So what that means for us is there's a lot of unknowns with that. So a lot of the people that are visiting may not be used to Missouri weather, 110 degrees with 100% humidity. They may not know that. So what could we see from a first responder standpoint when they stop at Jefferson City? We may be getting called when they have some sort of medical emergency going on. What that leads to is, I believe it's 41% of the spectators are fluent or somewhat fluent in English, which leaves a good majority of people that do not speak English well or at all that may be visiting the KC metro area and our area in general. What we're also going to see is potential for overflow of lodging. So you'll see on here, KC metro area has about, by the time the games kick off, they have 40,000, 650 potential people influxing to that area. So this is just hotels. This does not take into account the Airbnbs, VRBO, private rentals, any of that. But we're pretty deficient there. So we should see quite a bit of spectators that are going to be commuting to the event via vehicle, via train. Somehow they're going to get there. With a stop of the River Runner straight to Kansas City, we have a potential of having them housed here as well. Translation services, so that's another thing that we're really looking at from a global county level. Pretty much every first responder agency is looking at some sort of language translation service to make sure that we're giving the best service that we can. So I do know I speak for emergency management, but I also, my other hat is emergency for EMS. So we have identified a language service that we will be going with for our communication center, as well as our providers on the ground, that they can still communicate effectively regardless if they speak English or not. Increase in tourism. So we do have the state capitol here. We are on the way to the lake. In the coordination meetings with the lake, all the events down there are going to be playing off of FIFA. So they're going to be trying to draw crowds from those FIFA spectators to get more attendance down there. So they may see one of the highest populations down here in a long time because of FIFA. We already talked about this. If you go to the FIFA website, these are just some of the languages that they have shortcuts to. So that kind of gives you an idea. I believe there's 9 on there that they auto translate to. So you should see quite a few different languages. And then we already talked about traffic. What we're doing locally. So state level meetings, coordination, Cole County and Jefferson City area, working then local stakeholders, so Lake of the Ozarks, Lake Regional, and then Boone County. We're also attending those, so we're all on the same page. I believe that is everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I want you to welcome Taylor Wolz. She is the coordinator for Salute to America. They have a special opportunity to celebrate this year because of our anniversary. Tell you a little bit about what's planned for that weekend. Thank you, Taylor.
Thanks for having me, everyone. So, as the mayor alluded, we have a lot of really exciting, fun new things that we're bringing to Salute to America this year to really highlight, the 250th anniversary of the United States. We have partnered with a couple state organizations and local organizations to bring a lot of really fun and interactive things to our community. So first, we're starting off with July 3rd, celebration this year. We're starting on July 3rd, which is a Friday, over at the Capital Region Amphitheater. And we're doing something really exciting. We're bringing in a hot air balloon club. So with that, we are going to start off the evening around 6 with some food trucks and time and different activities for kids and families, face painting, yard games. We'll have some fun family entertainment, different local acts and things like that that can give a little bit of fun to the afternoon for us into the evening. And then we are really excited to have a band come in from St. Louis that has some really good area roots. Several of our members are from Eugene. And so they are a 90s cover band. They're coming in to give a concert. And that concert will lead into the evening with our balloon flow. So we have the great opportunity to have up to 15 hot air balloons along the hillside at the amphitheater. And it's a great opportunity for anyone who wants to be involved with the festival. We have lots of great sponsorship opportunities. We are allowing different groups and individuals to sponsor individual balloons, allow to have their logos and information about their business on the baskets of the balloons, and helping us to bring that feature to this year, to this celebration. Next, for July 4th, we have our run of the day. We are bringing back the full day of fun and exciting things for the families, individuals to do downtown. We're bringing in a large historical feature. We're going to have reenactors and several different groups and companies coming down and showing just their deep roots and their history and how they've impacted the community. So this year we are stretching all the way from Madison Street by the Governor's Mansion all the way down to St. Peter's. So we'll have tons of different fun and exciting things to see. We're having a large opening ceremony at 10 a.m. on the north side. We have lots of really great entertainment there, lots of historical significance that we're going to highlight, as well as some community members, veterans and active duty service members that we're going to put a little bit of spotlight on just everything they truly bring to their community as well as their community. And then we'll go into the day with our marketplace and our car cruise. Farm Bureau is coming out this year to help us with our kids zone. We have the beer garden that's going to be really excited this year. We're going to move that up a little bit, and we're going to have that in front of the Capitol. So down there in the press parking lot in front of the Capitol, we'll have our big beer garden. And then we'll have our parade. And then moving into the evening, exciting news this year, we have a free concert with Missouri native Chris Jansen. We just released all this information yesterday. We are super excited to have him come and give us a concert on the Capitol main stage right there in front, which is why we have the beer garden down there and all the seating and all of the areas for families to come down and enjoy and spend some time to help us celebrate the U.S. and get a really great free concert. And we do also have local music. We have Chloe Hecker from St. Elizabeth. She's going to be our patriotic opener, Jansen. She'll also be featured in the parade. We are trying to incorporate different area groups and local singers, things like that in the parade so that we have a good music and great acts in the parade itself. So that's pretty much the basic. I want to leave a lot of time for questions. things like that. This is my contact information. I also have business cards and things back where I was sitting. I would love to schedule time to speak with individual groups, businesses, anything to kind of get more information about Salute. I know a common thing that we see a lot in comments on socials and things like that, that people don't really know what Salute is they're running from, what they're about, what they do. And so I would really love to be able to give that information and spread that a little bit more. Also, Salute is always looking for volunteers and people to help with the individual things we have throughout the day, whether it's helping serve a beer or helping Diane at the parade. I know that she would love some help at the parade.
Sweat with me.
Yeah. So, any questions?
Question over.
With the parking situation, is there going to be any type of transport?
So yes, that's actually conversation we were having this morning. We have meetings coming in the future to try to figure out good places for people to park, to either have them shuttled in or thank you, to have them shuttled downtown and then getting them back to there. So we're looking at a couple different locations that would be serviceable to, you know, the east side, west side, kind of central area, and working through all of that.
Any other questions for Taylor?
So, and I maybe missed it. Did you say, are you having the rides and things like that?
So unfortunately, no, we are not having the rides and things like that. We'll have family like yard games and different interactive games. And like I said, Missouri Farm Bureau is coming this year, and they have several agricultural based games that they're going to have for the kids zone. We have a scavenger hunt that will have families going inside the Capitol to look for different clues. We have the reenactors who are going to be there so that families have the ability to interact with all those different pieces to then win the chance to go into a prize and have like another family activity, another family day. So we have a lot of things to kind of substitute and move away from those big rides. Unfortunately, that's just not something that we've seen that is going to be beneficial for us moving forward.
Well, we're excited about the celebration. Want to give a lot of credit to Diane Gillespie at the Chemistry Visitors Bureau for being a big support, a big part of it behind the scenes. Thank you, Diane. Appreciate that. How about a hand for Taylor Wolz? So because of our time, we are going to skip the member announcements this morning. I know a lot of people down Missouri Boulevard. I did want to thank SSM St. Mary's Hospital again for their sponsorship. Hey, thank you, Justin and Janet, and all the folks, good folks from St. Mary's. Appreciate that. We have not firmed up our program on May 8th. We'll rest assured, there'll be a Friday coffee on May 8th. We'll be back at the Chamber of Commerce. We hope you will join us and have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everybody.
Good morning, Ben.
Yes, yeah. No, I'm reached out to my dad. He used to. Yeah, I don't know, but I was really excited when I heard it was healing here at the end of the month. So anyway, there was a lot of discrepancy. I know exactly. So yeah, so.